this is Julie Thompson reporting from Yahoo's Refresh Lounge at Cannes 2012. I'm here with Bridget Jung, Chief Creative Officer for Digitas France, and Olivia Yabsley from Digitas as well, International VP of Brand Content. And I have to ask before we even start, what's the difference between brand content and branded content?
Okay, so for me, this is something I feel really passionately about. Branded content to me brings up connotations of badging something. You know, that's sponsorship, that's not brand content. Brand content for me is something that's originated from the core by the brand, the agency, and a publisher.
So like brand journalism almost?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But to be honest, I think it's one of the, even the awards being called brand content, it's already out of date because it's about content and it will move towards content, just as cyber now seems ridiculous that there's cyber awards when digital is in real world is in digital, everything's getting messy.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the sort of, I guess the big difference I've seen is that everything's messy. Like it's hard to win in one category now because you've got to be strong on all accounts because everything's integrated, everything's this big melting pot. So
yeah, and quite often when people talk about brand content, they're thinking of film and they're thinking of video, but actually if you take a step back and you look at the word content as a whole, video becomes one aspect of multiple different types of content.
Right. And the whole digital canvas, etc. Content is really the word this year. What about what are you hearing? What's the buzz here at Cannes this year? And you've both been multiple times.
I think that we're seeing a lot of creative technology coming through into campaigns. But what's good is that it's used in a way that actually makes everything much simpler. Just as the iPhone has made everything simpler about all these smartphones, now we can order a pizza with a fridge magnet, we can make a zero-emission car invisible through LED technology. And it's great to see that coming mainstream and out of the sort of geeky, web, cyber stuff into cool, experiences that we can create in real life.
It's the great mashup of both. Traditionally, years ago, you'd see the creative side and maybe technology, if they existed at that point, maybe building websites. But now it's so much more integrated, and the things that are winning the awards and the things that are really getting people talking about is that innovation and really clever uses of technology mashed up with just things looking beautiful and having great taglines. It really has to be all-encompassing.
Yeah. So what will you bring back to your troops from Cannes this year? What will be the big headline you'll bring back?
A brand needs to do things for and with their audience. I think that's the big headline. And even talking about this idea of content by itself it's not about content, but it's about how do you engage an audience, how do you create something valuable, whether that value be great content, whether it be money off a coupon, whether it be a new service, a new way to change their lives. And that's, I think, the big difference too, is that brands now have realized that they can't just message at people, they can't just talk about their product, but they need to look at what value can I bring to the consumer, and even now talking about audience, because we've been saying content, and what can I do for them and with them, and tap into their passions and interests.
Because I think, years ago, creative was perhaps a little bit more instinctive than it is now, whereas now we have the instinct, but we also have data. We have much more data than we used to have before, and I think, to Bridget's point, it's about understanding what consumers actually need and want, and making sure that we deliver against that, and in turn, hopefully, we will be rewarded as a brand by something brilliant back, whether that's their loyalty or them becoming advocates of the brand.
Okay. And then you'll be rewarded with Cannes.
That's the hope.
So Bridget and Olivia, cheers.
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 Have a great rest of your trip.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.